Donna Karan. What a name, right? It's impossible to think about women's fashion without her revolutionary designs coming to mind. But here's the thing, Karan's story goes far beyond chic fabrics, flowing silhouettes, and glamorous runways. Beneath her celebrated status in the fashion world lies a deeply personal journey of spiritual discovery, one that took her to places she never could have imagined when she first started designing clothes. Can you believe it? The same woman who created the iconic 7 Easy Pieces and the DKNY brand also found peace and meaning through Buddhist principles of mindfulness and meditation. How incredible is that? It's amazing how someone so deeply embedded in the fast-paced, often superficial world of fashion could come to embrace something as profound and grounding as spirituality. But Karan did exactly that, and it transformed not only her life but also the way she approached her craft. This video will take you through Donna Karan's fascinating journey, the challenges she faced, the pivotal moments that led her toward mindfulness, and the incredible way she integrated Buddhist teachings into her work. By the end of this journey, you'll see that for Karan, fashion wasn't just about looking good. It was about feeling good, both inside and out. Doesn't that make you look at fashion in a whole new light? Subscribe now to simplify, balance, and find more meaning in your life through fashion and mindfulness. Inspired by Donna Karan's philosophy, Chapter 1, Donna Karan's early life and the rise of her fashion career, a childhood surrounded by fashion. Donna Ivy Fasky, born on October 2, 1948, in Forest Hills, Queens, New York, had fashion running through her veins from the very start. How lucky is that? Her mother, Helen, was a model, and her father, Gabby Fasky, was a tailor. Growing up surrounded by fabrics, sketches, and the constant buzz of creativity, it seems inevitable that young Donna would be drawn into the world of fashion. Can you imagine growing up in a household where your father was tailoring beautiful garments and your mother was showcasing them on runways? Karan often recalls how, as a little girl, she would play around with her mother's accessories, already dreaming of designing clothes herself. Isn't it fascinating how our childhood environments can shape our future? From such a young age, Karan was learning the importance of both fit and form, observing the balance her father achieved with each piece he tailored. But it wasn't just fashion that shaped Karan's early years. The chaos of growing up in New York City exposed her to a world that was constantly on the move, dynamic, and ever-changing. This environment would later influence her desire to design clothes that made life easier for the modern woman, clothes that could keep up with the bustling pace of urban life. Little did she know, the fast-paced city life would later lead her to search for a deeper sense of peace and balance, breaking into fashion, apprenticeship and discovering her talent. By the time Karan entered the Parsons School of Design, it was clear to everyone around her that she had an extraordinary gift. It wasn't just about creating clothes, it was about understanding how clothes could make people feel. This early insight, this emotional connection to fashion, would be something that defined her career for decades to come. Before she even graduated, Karan landed an internship at Incline, one of the leading fashion houses of the time. Can you imagine how exciting that must have been? For a young, aspiring designer, working alongside Incline herself must have felt like a dream come true. But Karan wasn't just content with watching from the sidelines. She dove in headfirst, soaking up everything she could about the industry. It didn't take long before she was promoted to associate designer. Sadly, in 1974, Incline passed away, leaving Karan to step into the role of head designer. Imagine the pressure. At just 26 years old, she was now responsible for carrying on the legacy of one of the most respected names in fashion. But instead of being overwhelmed, Karan embraced the challenge. She poured her heart and soul into her designs, always thinking about how women needed to feel powerful, comfortable, and beautiful in their clothes. It was during this time that Karan's unique vision truly began to take shape, founding DKNY, a brand with purpose. Fast forward to 1984, and Karan was ready to take the fashion world by storm. Together with her late husband, Stefan Weiss, she launched her own label, Donna Karan New York, DKNY. The goal? to create modern, practical, yet stylish clothing that reflected the needs of the busy, urban woman. And boy, did she succeed. DKNY exploded onto the scene, offering women something they hadn't seen before, clothes that were not only fashionable but also functional. The 7 Easy Pieces collection she introduced in 1985 was a game changer. Karen realized that women needed versatility in their wardrobes, clothes that could seamlessly transition from day to night, from the office to a dinner party. It was brilliant. The idea was simple but revolutionary: offer a capsule wardrobe of essentials that could be mixed and matched to create countless outfits. Women everywhere rejoiced at the thought of simplifying their lives without sacrificing style. Doesn't that sound like every woman's dream? Karen's designs were always thoughtful. She didn't just follow trends, she anticipated what women would need before they even realized it themselves. Her clothes offered comfort, ease, and a sense of empowerment. They were for women who wanted to feel strong and confident, but also comfortable in their own skin. And the fashion world couldn't get enough. The personal struggles that transformed her path: Stefan Weiss, the love of her life. While Karen's professional life was soaring, her personal life was equally significant. Her marriage to artist and sculptor Stefan Weiss was one of the most defining relationships of her life. Weiss wasn't just Karen's partner, he was her rock, her confidant, and her source of inspiration. Can you imagine how incredible it must have been to have someone like that by your side, supporting you every step of the way? The love and connection they shared was palpable, and it shaped both her personal and professional journey. Weiss had a profound influence on Karen's perspective on life. He was the one who encouraged her to embrace her creativity fully, to trust her instincts, and to see fashion as an extension of her inner self. Their relationship was more than just romantic. It was a partnership built on mutual respect and shared values. Isn't it beautiful when two people inspire each other in such a deep and meaningful way? The tragedy of illness and loss, but life is unpredictable, isn't it? Just as everything seemed perfect, tragedy struck. In 2001, Weiss was diagnosed with lung cancer. The diagnosis was devastating, and it sent Karen into an emotional whirlwind. It's hard to even imagine the pain and fear she must have felt watching the person she loved most in the world suffer from such a terrible illness. During Weiss's illness, Karen found herself grappling with emotions she had never faced before. She felt helpless, scared, and overwhelmed by grief. But in the midst of this darkness, something remarkable happened. Karen began to turn inward, seeking solace in spirituality. It was during this time that she discovered meditation and mindfulness, practices that would change her life forever. Can you picture it? A woman so used to being in control, to leading one of the most successful fashion brands in the world, suddenly finding herself vulnerable and searching for meaning. It's moments like these that remind us just how fragile life is, isn't it? And yet, these moments also have the power to transform us in ways we never could have imagined. Finding peace through Buddhism. As Weiss's illness progressed, Karen began to immerse herself more deeply in Buddhist practices. Meditation became her lifeline, a way to cope with the overwhelming emotions she was experiencing. She started to study Buddhist teachings on suffering, impermanence, and the interconnectedness of all things. These teachings helped her make sense of the pain she was feeling and gave her a new perspective on life and death. Karen's exploration of Buddhism wasn't just a passing phase. It became a core part of who she was, influencing every aspect of her life, from the way she approached her relationships to the way she ran her business. It's amazing how spiritual teachings can resonate so deeply, isn't it? Buddhism offered Karen a sense of peace and acceptance in the face of her deepest fears. She realized that life is always changing, that suffering is a part of the human experience, and that we are all connected in ways we may not always understand. It's powerful to think about, isn't it? How something as simple as sitting in silence, focusing on the breath, and being present in the moment can have such a profound impact on our lives. For Karen, meditation wasn't just a practice, it was a way of life, a way of finding clarity and peace amid the chaos. Discovering Buddhism, how spirituality became her anchor, the initial steps into mindfulness. As Karen immersed herself in meditation and Buddhist philosophy, she found solace in the teachings of mindfulness. Have you ever experienced that moment where you're so overwhelmed that the only thing left to do is breathe? For Karen, that was meditation. It wasn't just about finding peace, it was about being present in the moment, truly present. No distractions, no noise, just her breath, her thoughts, and her feelings. In a world that was constantly rushing forward, this practice of mindfulness became her anchor, her place of calm amidst the storm. Buddhist teachings emphasize the idea of suffering as an integral part of the human experience. For Karen, coming to terms with this concept allowed her to embrace her own pain rather than push it away. Instead of running from the grief of watching her husband deteriorate, she sat with it, breathed through it, and accepted it as part of her journey. Isn't that something we all struggle with? How to face pain instead of avoiding it? This willingness to confront suffering head-on became a transformative force in Karen's life. The teachings on impermanence, a core tenet of Buddhism, struck a deep chord with her. The idea that nothing lasts forever, that life is constantly changing, helped her come to terms with the loss she was facing. It's powerful, isn't it? When you realize that even the most painful experiences are part of the flow of life. It changes how you live, bringing mindfulness into everyday life. What's remarkable is how quickly Karen's new understanding of mindfulness began influencing every aspect of her life. It wasn't just something she practiced during meditation, it became the lens through which she saw the world. Whether she was designing clothes, managing her business, or spending time with her loved ones, mindfulness was at the forefront. Can you imagine living your life with that level of awareness, where every action and every decision is made with full attention and intention? Buddhism teaches us to be present in everything we do, whether it's something as small as folding laundry or something as big as designing a new fashion collection. Karen took this to heart, approaching her work with a sense of purpose and clarity she hadn't experienced before. She began to see fashion as more than just fabric and style. It became a way to help women feel grounded, confident, and connected to themselves. Have you ever thought about how the clothes you wear impact your state of mind? For Karen, fashion was a way to help people find their center, to be comfortable in their own skin, literally and figuratively. It wasn't about following trends or making a statement for the sake of attention. It was about creating pieces that allowed women to feel present and empowered in their daily lives, meditation as a tool for creativity. As Karen continued her journey with meditation, she found that it not only brought her peace but also unlocked new levels of creativity. Isn't it fascinating how quieting the mind can lead to such bursts of inspiration? For Karen, meditation became a tool for accessing the deeper parts of her creativity, the parts that weren't concerned with what was fashionable or trendy, but rather with what was meaningful. She often spoke about how the practice of sitting in silence allowed her to connect with her intuition in a way she hadn't before. When you think about it, fashion can be chaotic, so many trends, so much pressure to create something new and exciting. But Karen realized that by stepping away from the noise and allowing herself to simply be still, she could create from a place of authenticity. In many ways, her designs became an extension of her meditation practice. Each piece she created was infused with intention and thoughtfulness, and you could feel that energy in her work. Imagine wearing something that was created not just for the sake of fashion but as a way to promote mindfulness and presence. Isn't that an incredible concept? To design with the purpose of helping people feel more connected to themselves, that's what Karen was all about. Fashion as a tool for mindfulness, a new design philosophy, redefining fashion, comfort meets intention. Donna Karen's shift in perspective wasn't just personal, it completely transformed how she approached fashion. While the industry around her was obsessed with fast fashion and fleeting trends, Karen was focused on something much deeper, creating clothes that made women feel grounded and comfortable. Comfort, to her, wasn't just about physical ease, it was about emotional and mental well-being, too. Can you think of a time when you've put on a piece of clothing and immediately felt at ease, as though you were wearing something that truly reflected who you are? That's the experience Karen wanted to create for her customers. She realized that clothing had the power to do more than just make a statement. It could help people feel more present in their bodies, more aware of their surroundings, and more connected to their inner selves. Karen's focus on comfort wasn't just about creating soft fabrics and relaxed silhouettes, though that was certainly part of it. It was also about designing clothes that allowed women to move freely through their lives without feeling restricted or self-conscious. She believed that when women felt physically comfortable, they were more able to be themselves, to focus on what really mattered in their lives. The 7 Easy Pieces, a mindful approach to fashion. One of the most iconic moments in Karen's career was the introduction of her 7 Easy Pieces collection in the mid-1980s. At the time, women's fashion was filled with complicated, high-maintenance outfits that often sacrificed comfort for style. But Karen saw an opportunity to change the game by offering a capsule collection that prioritized versatility, simplicity, and ease. Isn't it amazing how sometimes the simplest ideas can have the biggest impact? The 7 Easy Pieces were designed to be mixed and matched, allowing women to create a variety of outfits from just a few essential items. What's more, these pieces were designed with the modern woman in mind, women who needed to transition seamlessly from work to social events, from the office to home, all while looking and feeling great. It was revolutionary, but what made this collection truly special was Karen's intention behind it. She wasn't just thinking about what would look good on the runway. She was thinking about how these clothes could serve women in their daily lives, how they could simplify their routines and make them feel more present and focused. That's mindfulness in action, don't you think? Designing with balance in mind. Another core Buddhist concept that deeply resonated with Karen was the idea of balance. In Buddhism, balance is essential for living a harmonious life, whether it's balance between work and personal life, between desire and contentment, or between the material and the spiritual. For Karen, this philosophy of balance translated directly into her designs. Her clothes were always a perfect blend of form and function, style and comfort. She wanted women to feel elegant but never at the cost of feeling restricted or uncomfortable. Isn't that such a beautiful way to approach design? It's not about sacrificing one thing for another, it's about finding harmony between the two. Karen's designs allowed women to move effortlessly from one part of their lives to another. A woman could wear one of her dresses to a business meeting in the morning and still feel comfortable wearing it out to dinner in the evening. This balance between form and function, between elegance and ease, reflected Karen's belief that fashion should support the wearer, not the other way around. Mindful consumerism, owning less, living more. In today's world of fast fashion, where trends come and go in the blink of an eye, Karen's philosophy of mindful consumerism feels more relevant than ever. She believed in creating pieces that would last, not just in terms of durability, but in terms of style and functionality. Her designs weren't meant to be worn once and discarded, they were meant to be cherished, worn often, and integrated into everyday life. Karen's approach to fashion encouraged women to invest in high-quality pieces that could serve multiple purposes, rather than constantly buying new items. Doesn't that sound refreshing? In a world where overconsumption is the norm, Karen's philosophy offers a much-needed reminder to focus on what truly matters. She wasn't just designing clothes, she was designing a way of living. Through her collections, Karen encouraged women to slow down, to be more intentional about the clothes they wore, and to find joy in the simplicity of owning fewer, better things. Isn't it amazing how something as seemingly simple as clothing can inspire such a profound shift in perspective? Zen and fashion. Embracing simplicity and minimalism, the influence of Zen Buddhism on Karen's aesthetic. As Karen delved deeper into her spiritual journey, the principles of Zen Buddhism began to influence not only her mindset but also her design aesthetic. Zen, with its focus on simplicity, minimalism, and the beauty of the present moment, became a guiding force in Karen's work. It's fascinating, isn't it, how spiritual teachings can manifest in something as material as fashion? Zen aesthetics are all about stripping away the unnecessary, focusing on clean lines, natural tones, and a sense of calm. For Karen, this approach resonated deeply. She began to move away from the bold, flamboyant styles that dominated the fashion industry and instead embraced a more minimalist approach. Her designs became a reflection of her inner world, a world that valued simplicity, balance, and flow. Clean lines and neutral tones, a reflection of Zen philosophy. Karen's use of clean lines and neutral tones in her collections was a direct reflection of the Zen principle of minimalism. In Zen, beauty is found in simplicity, in the absence of excess. Karen's designs embraced this philosophy, with clothing that was understated yet elegant, simple yet sophisticated. Isn't it amazing how something so simple can be so powerful? She often chose earthy tones like blacks, grays, and whites, colors that evoke a sense of calm and grounding. This choice was a stark contrast to the bright, attention-grabbing colors that were popular among other designers at the time. But for Karen, it wasn't about standing out for the sake of standing out, it was about creating something that felt timeless and serene. Flowing fabrics and the Zen concept of mu. Another Zen concept that influenced Karen's designs was mu, or emptiness. But in Zen, emptiness doesn't mean a void, it represents a space full of potential, a place where anything can happen. Karen's use of flowing fabrics and loose silhouettes mirrored this idea, allowing the body to move freely and comfortably within the garment. Her designs weren't about constraining the body or forcing it into rigid shapes. Instead, they were about allowing the natural flow of movement, much like the flow of life itself. The drape of a fabric, the way it moves with the body, can create a sense of ease and freedom. Isn't that a beautiful metaphor for how we should approach life? To move with the flow, rather than resist it. The Urban Zen Foundation, Healing Through Mindfulness. The birth of the Urban Zen Foundation. One of the most remarkable ways Donna Karan expressed her dedication to mindfulness and healing was through the creation of the Urban Zen Foundation. This initiative wasn't just another philanthropic effort, it was an extension of her personal spiritual journey. After going through the intense pain of losing her husband, Stefan Weiss, to lung cancer, Karen realized that there was a significant gap in healthcare, one that involved caring not just for the body but also for the mind and spirit. Can you imagine watching someone you love go through such a profound struggle and feeling helpless because the care system wasn't designed to address the emotional and spiritual needs of patients and their families? Karen couldn't just sit back. She needed to do something. Her response was to create a foundation that integrated Eastern healing practices, like meditation and yoga, with Western medicine. And thus, the Urban Zen Foundation was born in 2007. Isn't it inspiring how tragedy can lead to such meaningful action? Urban Zen's mission was to bring holistic care to patients, families, and healthcare workers, offering support that transcends traditional medical practices. Karen envisioned a world where healing wasn't just about treating symptoms but about nurturing the whole person, mind, body, and spirit. What an incredible shift from how we normally think about healthcare, right? Healing through mindfulness and meditation. At the heart of Urban Zen's philosophy is mindfulness, a practice that Donna Karan had come to rely on in her own life. She saw firsthand how meditation had helped her cope with the grief and stress of her husband's illness, and she wanted to share those benefits with others who were suffering. Can you imagine how different healthcare might look if mindfulness and meditation were integrated into every step of the process? It's a vision Karen worked tirelessly to bring to life. Urban Zen promotes the use of yoga, meditation, Reiki, and other Eastern healing practices in hospitals and healthcare centers. These practices are meant to complement traditional medical treatments, helping patients feel more grounded, centered, and at peace during what is often a traumatic and stressful time. Have you ever experienced how something as simple as deep breathing or quiet reflection can completely change your state of mind? That's the kind of transformation Karen wanted to bring to the healthcare world. For Karen, healing was about more than just curing illness, it was about nurturing the soul. She believed that by addressing the emotional and spiritual needs of patients, you could create an environment where true healing could occur. Isn't that such a profound way to think about wellness? It's not just about fixing what's broken, but about cultivating wholeness. the Urban Zen Integrative Therapy Program. One of the key initiatives of the Urban Zen Foundation is the Urban Zen Integrative Therapy (UZIT) program. This program trains healthcare professionals, caregivers, and volunteers to use holistic healing techniques alongside traditional medical care. Can you imagine how powerful it must be to have a doctor or nurse who understands not only how to treat your illness but also how to help you find peace and calm through mindfulness? The UZIT program combines yoga therapy, essential oils, Reiki, and meditation techniques to address the physical, emotional, and spiritual needs of patients. These therapies help alleviate stress, anxiety, and pain, promoting relaxation and a sense of well-being. For healthcare workers, who are often overworked and overwhelmed, these techniques provide a way to manage their own stress, allowing them to be more present and compassionate in their work. Isn't it amazing how something so simple can make such a big difference in how we care for one another? Karen's vision was to create a healthcare system that treated people, not just diseases. Through the UZIT program, she aimed to transform the way healthcare professionals approached their work, encouraging them to see patients as whole beings rather than just a collection of symptoms. How incredible would it be if this approach became the norm in healthcare, bringing mindfulness to the broader community? While the Urban Zen Foundation began with a focus on healthcare, its impact has expanded far beyond hospitals and clinics. Karen's commitment to mindfulness and wellness has touched communities all over the world, from New York City to Haiti. Urban Zen has supported numerous initiatives aimed at promoting wellness, education, and cultural preservation, all grounded in the principles of mindfulness and holistic healing. One of the most impactful examples is Urban Zen's work in Haiti. After the devastating earthquake in 2010, Karen and her foundation worked to support sustainable economic development by empowering artisans to create handmade goods that could be sold internationally. This initiative not only helped rebuild communities but also preserved Haitian culture and craftsmanship. It's incredible, isn't it, how Karen's vision of mindfulness extends beyond the individual to entire communities, fostering healing and growth on a global scale. The Urban Zen clothing line, fashion for well-being, from fashion to wellness, a new approach. As Donna Karen's commitment to mindfulness deepened, it wasn't surprising that her approach to fashion also began to evolve. She wasn't just interested in creating beautiful clothes anymore, she wanted to create garments that supported wellness, comfort, and healing. Enter the Urban Zen clothing line, a collection that embodies Karen's belief in the power of clothing to promote well-being. The Urban Zen line isn't just another fashion label. It's a reflection of Karen's philosophy that what we wear can have a direct impact on how we feel. Have you ever noticed how certain clothes can make you feel relaxed and at ease, while others can make you feel constricted or uncomfortable? Karen wanted to create clothes that helped people feel at home in their bodies, much like how meditation helps you feel at home in your mind. Isn't that such a refreshing way to think about fashion? Comfortable, versatile, and mindful designs. At the heart of the Urban Zen clothing line is a focus on comfort and versatility. The designs are simple, flowing, and made from natural fabrics that allow the body to move freely and comfortably. Can you imagine slipping into a piece of clothing that feels like a second skin, soft, breathable, and effortlessly elegant? That's exactly what Karen was aiming for with Urban Zen. Just like her earlier 7 Easy Pieces collection, the Urban Zen line emphasizes versatility. The garments are designed to be worn in multiple ways, allowing the wearer to transition seamlessly from day to night, from casual to formal. This flexibility reflects Karen's belief that fashion should adapt to our lives, not the other way around. Isn't it amazing how a simple design can have such a profound impact on how we move through the world? What's even more inspiring is that Karen infused her mindfulness practices into the very creation of these clothes. The designs encourage a slower, more intentional approach to dressing, choosing pieces that make you feel comfortable, confident, and connected to yourself. It's a beautiful reflection of how Karen sees fashion as a tool for self-care and well-being, fashion as a form of healing. For Karen, fashion has always been about more than just aesthetics. It's about how clothes can make people feel. With the Urban Zen line, she took that philosophy to a whole new level, designing garments that are intended to support healing and relaxation. Can you imagine wearing a piece of clothing that feels like a hug, wrapping you in softness and calm? That's the kind of experience Karen wanted to create with Urban Zen. The idea of fashion as a form of healing is rooted in Karen's understanding of the mind-body connection. Just as meditation and mindfulness can help bring peace to the mind, clothing can help bring ease to the body. When we feel comfortable in what we're wearing, we're able to move through the world with more grace, confidence, and presence. Isn't it incredible to think that something as simple as clothing can have such a profound impact on our well-being? Karen's Urban Zen line is also designed to promote ethical and mindful consumerism. The garments are made from sustainable materials, reflecting Karen's commitment to protecting the environment and promoting conscious fashion. In a world where fast fashion dominates, Karen's approach encourages us to slow down, choose quality over quantity, and invest in pieces that are not only beautiful but also meaningful. What a powerful reminder that the choices we make, even in fashion, can have a lasting impact on ourselves and the world around us. A mindful approach to life and business, balancing work and life through mindfulness. Donna Karen's ability to balance her high-powered fashion career with her commitment to mindfulness is nothing short of extraordinary. How many people in such a fast-paced, competitive industry can say they've found that balance between personal well-being and professional success? Yet for Karen, this balance was essential, not just for her health, but for her creativity as well. It's easy to imagine how overwhelming the fashion industry can be. The constant pressure to innovate, the demands of running a business, the hectic schedule of fashion weeks, it's enough to burn anyone out. But Karen managed to navigate it all by staying grounded in her mindfulness practices. Can you imagine the clarity and peace that comes from starting each day with meditation, even when the world around you is moving at 1,000,000 miles per hour? For Karen, meditation was more than just a way to reduce stress, it was a way to stay connected to her inner purpose. In a world that often prioritizes external success, Karen was able to focus on what really mattered, creating from a place of authenticity, staying true to her vision, and nurturing her personal growth. What an inspiring reminder that even in the busiest of lives, there's always room for mindfulness. Mindfulness as a tool for creativity and leadership. In addition to helping her find balance, mindfulness also played a crucial role in Karen's creative process. Meditation allowed her to quiet the noise of the outside world and tap into her intuition, leading to some of her most innovative and thoughtful designs. It's fascinating, isn't it, how creativity flourishes when the mind is calm and clear. For Karen, mindfulness wasn't just a practice, it was a source of inspiration. As a business leader, Karen also used mindfulness to guide her decisions. She believed that being present and intentional in every decision, whether it was about a new collection or a major business move, was essential to maintaining the integrity of her brand. Her leadership style reflected her spiritual values, prioritizing compassion, empathy, and collaboration over competition. How different might the business world look if more leaders approached their work with this kind of mindfulness? Karen's ability to integrate mindfulness into both her creative process and her business strategy serves as a powerful example of how spiritual principles can be applied to any aspect of life. Isn't it incredible to think that mindfulness, something so simple and accessible, can have such a profound impact on both personal success and professional achievement, redefining the fashion industry? Karen's lasting legacy, a trailblazer in mindful fashion. When we talk about Donna Karen's influence on the fashion industry, we're not just talking about the clothes she designed. We're talking about an entire philosophy, a shift in how fashion could serve as more than a mere aesthetic statement. Karen's introduction of mindfulness and spirituality into her designs was nothing short of groundbreaking. She was a trailblazer in redefining fashion as something that could enhance not just how you look but how you feel. Isn't that such a powerful concept? Before Karen, the fashion industry was largely about appearance, about glamour and status. But Karen had a different vision. She believed that clothing could be a tool for helping people feel grounded and balanced in their daily lives. Her focus on comfort, practicality, and mindfulness, especially in the high-pressure world of fashion, was a breath of fresh air. Can you imagine how revolutionary it must have felt for women to wear something that didn't just make them look good, but made them feel good, too? Her 7 Easy Pieces collection is a perfect example of this shift. With these versatile, mix-and-match garments, Karen encouraged women to adopt a simpler, more mindful approach to dressing. Instead of filling their closets with countless outfits, women could invest in a few high-quality pieces that could be worn in various ways, minimizing both physical and mental clutter. Doesn't that just make you want to declutter your own wardrobe and embrace simplicity? But it wasn't just the clothes themselves that made Karen a revolutionary force in fashion, it was the values behind them. She cared deeply about the women she was designing for, and that care showed in every stitch. She wanted her designs to empower women, to give them the confidence to navigate their busy lives without sacrificing comfort or authenticity. In a world where fashion often encourages us to present a polished, perfect version of ourselves, Karen's approach was a refreshing reminder that it's okay, no, it's necessary, to feel good in your own skin. Influencing a new generation of designers, Donna Karan's approach to fashion has left a lasting legacy, not just for consumers but for future generations of designers as well. Her mindful, minimalist philosophy has influenced countless designers who are rethinking the way they create clothing. In an industry that has long been obsessed with fast fashion and fleeting trends, Karen's focus on quality, versatility, and intentional design has inspired a movement toward more sustainable, thoughtful fashion. Isn't it exciting to see how one person's vision can ripple out and change an entire industry? Many designers today are following in Karen's footsteps, creating collections that prioritize comfort, practicality, and environmental consciousness. The rise of capsule wardrobes, sustainable fabrics, and ethical production practices all reflect Karen's influence. More and more, designers are recognizing the value of creating clothes that are not only beautiful but also meaningful and lasting. Isn't it amazing how one person's dedication to mindfulness can inspire so many others to rethink their approach to fashion? Karen's influence can also be seen in the way designers are increasingly focusing on the well-being of their customers. The idea that clothing can support emotional and mental health, something Karen pioneered with her Urban Zen line, is becoming more widely accepted in the fashion world. Designers are thinking about how their clothes make people feel, not just how they look. This shift toward a more holistic approach to fashion is one of Karen's greatest legacies. It's a reminder that fashion can be a tool for self-care, for grounding ourselves in a world that often feels overwhelming. The cultural impact of mindful fashion. Donna Karan's influence extends far beyond the fashion world. By integrating mindfulness and spirituality into her designs, she has helped shape a broader cultural movement toward wellness and self-awareness. In a time when the pace of life seems faster than ever and stress levels are at an all-time high, Karen's message of balance, simplicity, and mindfulness has never been more relevant. Her work has helped raise awareness about the importance of slowing down, of being more intentional in the way we live our lives. Karen's designs encourage us to simplify, to focus on what truly matters, and to let go of the excess that often clutters our minds and our closets. This philosophy of mindful living has resonated with people far beyond the world of fashion, inspiring a cultural shift toward more sustainable, intentional lifestyles. Just think about the rise of movements like minimalism, slow fashion, and conscious consumerism. These movements are all about living more mindfully, making more thoughtful choices, and embracing simplicity. Karen was one of the first major figures to bring these ideas into the mainstream, and her influence can be felt in everything from how we shop to how we organize our homes to how we take care of our mental health. Isn't it incredible to think about how one person's dedication to mindfulness has helped inspire such widespread change? Fashion as a vehicle for social change. Beyond her contributions to mindfulness and wellness, Karen has also used fashion as a vehicle for social change. Through her Urban Zen Foundation, she has worked tirelessly to address some of the most pressing issues facing our world, from healthcare reform to cultural preservation to environmental sustainability. Karen's belief in the interconnectedness of all things, a core principle of Buddhism, has driven her to take action on a global scale, Urban Zen's initiatives have touched countless lives, from patients in hospitals who have benefited from holistic care, to artisans in Haiti whose work has been showcased on an international stage. By combining her passion for fashion with her commitment to social justice, Karen has shown that the fashion industry can be a force for good in the world. Isn't that such an inspiring way to use one's influence and platform? Karen's work with Urban Zen is a reminder that fashion isn't just about clothes, it's about people. It's about the stories behind the garments, the communities that create them, and the impact they have on the world. Karen has always believed that fashion can be a powerful tool for connection, healing, and transformation, and she has dedicated her life to proving that belief through her work. How incredible is it to think that something as seemingly superficial as fashion can have such a profound impact on the world? Conclusion: Donna Karan's journey of mindfulness, fashion, and healing. As we reflect on Donna Karan's extraordinary life and career, it's clear that her contributions to fashion go far beyond her iconic designs. She has redefined what it means to be a fashion designer, integrating her personal spiritual journey with her professional work in a way that has left a lasting impact on both the fashion industry and the world at large. From her early days at Incline to the creation of her own label, Karen has always been a visionary, someone who wasn't afraid to challenge the status quo and push boundaries. But it was her personal journey of healing and spiritual discovery, particularly through her embrace of Buddhist principles of mindfulness and meditation, that truly set her apart. Can you imagine the strength it takes to turn personal grief into such profound transformation? Karen's ability to blend fashion with mindfulness, wellness, and social activism has created a legacy that extends far beyond the runway. She has shown us that fashion can be a tool for healing, a way to connect with ourselves and the world around us, and a vehicle for social change. Isn't it inspiring to think about the impact one person can have when they align their passions with their values? Through her work with the Urban Zen Foundation, Karen has also made an indelible mark on the healthcare system, promoting holistic healing practices that address the needs of the whole person, mind, body, and spirit. Her commitment to making wellness accessible to all, and her belief in the power of mindfulness to bring about healing, have touched countless lives. It's a powerful reminder that healing isn't just about treating illness, it's about nurturing the soul. And let's not forget the incredible impact Karen has had on the fashion world itself. Her focus on comfort, versatility, and mindful design has inspired a new generation of designers to rethink their approach to fashion, prioritizing quality, sustainability, and emotional well-being over fleeting trends and fast fashion. Karen's legacy is a testament to the power of mindful creativity and the profound impact it can have on both individuals and society. In the end, Donna Karan's story is one of transformation, of turning personal pain into professional purpose, of blending spirituality with creativity, and of using fashion as a force for good in the world. Her life's work serves as a reminder that mindfulness and intention can shape not only our personal lives but also the broader world around us. Isn't it amazing to think about the ripple effect that one person's mindful journey can have on so many others? As we look to the future, it's clear that Karen's legacy will continue to inspire designers, consumers, and activists alike. Her work reminds us that fashion isn't just about how we look, it's about how we feel, how we connect with ourselves and each other, and how we show up in the world. Donna Karan's journey of mindfulness, fashion, and healing is a testament to the power of aligning passion with purpose, and her influence will be felt for generations to come.